Why doesn't it happen in the same life? Like I know of this term called instant karma. So how does instant karma and how is this karma? Why does the karma go beyond the current life?
There are number of karmas that we incur each day also, every minute also. So we cannot say that it's not instant karma. It's a soul actually, it's a soul that chooses to drag on and not to learn.
How does the readings help people to get rid of any kind of problems in their business?
The Akashic Records, they hold the wisdom of the universe. They hold the wisdom of your karmas. In specific, if you're facing any relationship issue, start saying the Ho'oponopo prayer.
It's like, I love you.
I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Universe is always giving us signs, lot of signs.
Welcome Arpita ma'am to our show of Psychic Souls. Thank you so much for giving your valuable time and coming for this shoot. So just for the audience, Arpita ma'am is a very well-known Akashic reader and she has an experience of more than 6 years and would have teach more than 1,000 people how to do Akashic record effectively, and almost everyone from the first class itself is able to read through Akashic. So over to ma'am. Please share certain things that you would have helped a lot of students, a lot of your clients who come to you for reading, may it be health, wealth or relationship. Anything you want to share to start with.
Thank you so much, first of all, for inviting me for your podcast, and I'm very glad to be here. So thank you. And there are many students whom I have taught, and they have also become trainers in the field of Akashic Records. Mm-hmm. So first of all, Akashic Records is what? Let us try to understand that.
Yeah.
So then we can understand how does it help. So first, Akashic Records are the records of all your soul journeys that you have made till this lifetime. Mm-hmm. That means your soul journey means each and everything that you have lived in a lifetime. Your experiences, your words spoken, your actions taken, each and everything is recorded in that record.
Okay.
It is like you're born with a recording software with it, and immediately it starts recording the moment you take birth.
With terabytes of data, is it?
Yes. So each and everything is recorded. Might be the podcast that we are having right now would have also been recorded in our Akashic Records, that we are going to meet this way and we will have a recording like this.
Yeah.
So everything is planned and everything is recorded. Mm-hmm. And it mainly, the Akashic Records are studied and accessed to understand your karmas. What were the past life karmas that had incurred in your past lives, which are bringing to you in this life certain lessons that you need to learn. For example, if in the past life, I would have cheated someone by taking away their money, manipulated them and taken away their money. So in this life, I might bring a karma that somebody else in this life, in the present life, would cheat me and take away my money. And I would be left unsupported and feeling like cheated. So this is like the karma that had incurred in your past life, because of which certain situations happen in your present life through which you need to learn a lesson.
So I have a question here.
Yeah.
So will it be the same person whom you did bad with, or will it be someone else, or depends?
It could be the same person. If the same soul also can come and make a contract with you. Okay, you had cheated me in the last life. Now this life I will cheat you. Okay. So that the karma means the balance of energy should be there. So that the energy gets balanced. It could be not only one person. You could be cheated through many people also in your life. Sometimes what happens, that cheating in your past life would have been like, a theme of your life. You would have cheated many souls also. So in this life, not the same soul might be, but there could be other souls waiting to teach you a lesson. So it could be that in this life, you bring that particular theme that forms the basis of your karmic lesson. That means anytime whenever you trust someone, people might backstab you or cheat you, take away your money. And things can happen, and you keep on saying that, things are happening continuously like this. Why is it happening? But it's very rare, I would say, that people ask the questions, why is this happening to me? When such things continuously happen, people have the tendency, this person did wrong to me, this person did cheating to me, this person cheated me, took away my money. You blame them. and you make them feel responsible for your misery in your life. It's hardly that we peep into ourselves and ask, why is this happening with me? What is the reason that I am continuously attracting cheaters in my life? What is the lesson that I have to learn from this? So the Akashic Records, they hold the wisdom of the universe. They hold the wisdom of your karmas. Why it happened to you in the present life. What is the reason? What is the root cause of this suffering or of this challenging condition that you're going through?
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is majorly the root cause? What do you generally see that the root cause is?
The root cause is, of course, it differs from person to person. There are a lot of root causes. See, root causes, it's not, the basis of karma is just not that I treat you badly, you treat me badly. It's not so simple. The karma is a very complex thing. It's not only about what you give or hurt or give pain to others, you get it back. It's also about the pain you give to yourself. For example, if in a past life I would have been in an abusive relationship and taken all pain and misery without standing up for myself, that also forms a basis of karma. That also forms a lesson for me that in next lifetime might be similar situation would happen, but karma is like a second chance. Now this time, get up, wake up, stand up for yourself, because last time you didn't do this. So it is the pain that you give sometimes to yourself also forms the basic karmic lesson for you in the next life.
Why doesn't it happen in the same life? Like I know of this term called instant karma. So how does instant karma and how is this karma, why does the karma go beyond the current life?
First of all, we have lived a number of lifetimes. There are a number of karmas that we incur each day also, every minute also. So what happens is that, for example, I lived 10 lifetimes, say, for example. So I have, in my spiritual realm, I have a list of karmic files that exist in the 10 lifetimes. So when I am preparing for my next birth, I choose from those karmic files, which are those karmic lessons that I need to bring down and learn. Because you have a file of them, so you probably get the karmic lessons of might be your previous lives. So, because the karmas are a lot that you incur, the layers that you form are plenty. So in one lifetime, whatever karmas you're doing gets added to the existing files, which we call as sanchit karma.
Okay,
that is the existing file of karmas. For example, you have a playlist of songs, you have a playlist of songs, you keep on adding daily new songs. So you get a full playlist. And what happens in the spiritual realm is that from that playlist, you choose your old first songs to clear.
Okay.
So we bring down mostly those karmas of the old previous lifetimes that we need to clear. And also, every karma is almost interrelated with every lifetime is interrelated with another lifetime, because almost the same karmic lessons you're bringing down. Unless you learn them, you keep on repeating them every lifetime after lifetime. So we cannot say that it's not instant karma. It's a soul actually, it's a soul that chooses to drag on and not to learn. Sometimes this karmic lesson, what I would be having in this lifetime would be 10 lifetimes back. Karma can be instant also if I just learn and finish it off. That chapter is closed, but because I choose, that means because my soul chooses not to close that chapter.
Okay. So you choose it.
Yes,
Your soul chooses
the soul
it.
chooses.
So what happens when all the karmas are gone?
That's a very difficult thing, but yes, it's a difficult thing for any person. But yes, when the karmas are gone, you become enlightened soul. Of course, you are in the bliss. You are in that spiritual realm, and you never take birth. You
attain moksha.
Free. Yes, you get free from the cycle of birth and death.
As a human.
So
then how does the readings help people to get rid of any kind of problems in their business? So in business, there are many problems. Yeah. Someone may have a cash flow problem. Yeah. Someone may have a growth problem that they are not able to grow up to after a certain level. Someone may have money problem that they're not able to generate enough money. Someone may have a problem that they are in a wrong business altogether. So how does the readings help?
See, basically, Akashic readings are mainly read to, as I told, to know what is the root cause of your issue. Why is it there? Okay, so for me, the important question is why. So if anyone is coming to me and are saying this, that my business is not doing well. So first question, why is it not doing well? Okay. Now, for example, I had a client who came to me saying that whatever I do, my business deal never gets finalized. Like I have all the skill, all the talent, I have good network, everything. But what is that one thing which is missing, which I feel the money is coming to me, but at the end it's not happening. Why? So I did a reading for him. It was so simple when you understand the, the language of the karma. Now, in the past life, this particular person, he had lived in poverty. His family was poor, and he had this intention of becoming a rich person, wealthy person. But every time, as a child, when he saw any wealthy person, he used to affirm this in the mind that I can never be rich like this person.
So those affirmations were hurting him.
These form the beliefs. A strong belief you create, a strong imprint it creates on your soul. And that again, whatever imprints are created on your soul, that becomes the platform for your karmas. Okay? So in this life, he could become rich. He got a chance. Again, karma gives you always a second chance. It's not a punishment. So he got a chance that he can develop his skill, he can go forward, he can move forward. But what was a block in him was, I can never become rich. So ultimately, money was never coming to him and his goals weren't met. So this limiting belief was something that he had to deal with, and he had to, of course, we got remedies and guidance, how he can deal with this and how he can come out of this, overcome this belief of his so that he can attract more wealth, more money, more opportunities. And that happened in the due course. But the thing is, you need just to trust, have the trust and faith in whatever guidance comes from the Akashic Records. Believe me, that comes only for your highest good. You might, now that person who is taking the reading might think that, oh, okay, I was that in the past life. So there again, the thought itself, he tries to view his present life from a different angle. The perception changes, as we say. So when the perception changes, automatically there itself a healing is done. Your karmas get healed immediately the moment you start thinking, oh, it was because of that I'm blocked in this life. So, you start thinking also, your thinking changes, your perception changes.
So just by realizing the mistake that we've done in the past, it changes the karma effectively?
Half of the thing is done.
Half of the thing is done.
Half of the thing is done. Because that is what the karma is telling you. As I told, karma is something that comes to you. Karma is not that you don't think of karma as a punishment, that, oh, because I did bad deeds and that is why I'm being punished in this life. You're not being punished. You're being trained to overcome that block. You're being trained to correct the mistakes, the errors that you had done. Some things, even for example, some reactions that we would have created in our past, in certain experiences, in certain events, the same events would be created in this life to tell you that now don't react in the same way. Instead of reaction, give a response, not reaction.
Absolutely.
So when we change that and when we understand that itself, it is healed. The karma is healed.
So how does then people have a lot of jealousy these days? They have an evil eye on someone else. Someone else has a higher possession. Their car is expensive than theirs. Their houses are bigger than theirs. So how does that jealousy factor affect their karmas?
Oh, jealousy. This also does affect. See, jealousy is one thing. And when you talked about instant karma, I was just thought of one point to add there about the instant karma. As you talked about jealousy also. In this present day world, it's like moving fast. So everything is also happening fast. Instant karma does take place. For example, when you feel jealous about someone, it is something that you are showing the universe that I lack in this. So immediately, there is a response from the universe. You feel you have a lack, so God bless you. You will get a lack in everything.
Oh.
That is instant karma also.
Is it?
Yeah. So if I'm jealous of somebody doing well, better off than me, that means I'm showing a lack side in me. A lack always attracts lack.
Okay.
So automatically there'll be less of opportunities coming for me. Automatically the clients would be less. The readings would somehow the clients would not be satisfied through the readings. So again, which makes me feel, see, I'm lacking. So this is also an instant karma. Okay, that happens.
Okay, so then how to flip it?
See, it's always one thing understand about karma. One thing understand about karma, it is that you need to have that self-belief in yourself, self-trust. Listen to your own inner voices, instincts. Universe is always giving us signs, lot of signs. But we tend to ignore it. Our subconscious mind is very active in picking up those signs. But because we tend to ignore it, we suppress it, and finally it remains at a lower stage. It doesn't, again, bring us more information, what to do, what not to do, because we haven't listened to it, we have ignored it. So the best thing is always, I would say, do daily spiritual practices, which highlights your intuition power, your psychic abilities, your spiritual abilities in you. Listen to the voice within you. It will always guide you to the right way.
So the voice means the gut feeling or the intuition that we get?
Yes. Okay. Everybody is born intuitive. The only thing is that people who listen to it, and of course that is a gift also, I don't say that. People are gifted also. But the more you listen to your intuition, the more you develop your intuition. That is, it's like a seed. When you plant a seed, when you water it, it grows. It grows to a plant, beautiful plant. When you water your intuition with trust
and
with belief, it does grow and it does help you.
True.
Yeah.
True. So then how does those toxic relationships get developed in the current life? I'm sure it is something related to the past.
Yeah.
But if you can share some examples of the extreme cases that you would have come across.
As you're talking about this, of course there are many cases, Rushik, that I have dealt with, especially with relationships. And it always amazes me how karma is bringing all things together. Sometimes we feel the relationship is only between the two people, but sometimes it involves the entire family also.
Okay,
First coming to this point, relationship. For example, it's very common thing that if you did something wrong to someone in the past, you might be experienced from the same soul, might be also, you would experience similar kind of activity. Now, I can support this with a case. There was one person who came to me, a client, and he told me that in my house, my mother and my wife, they argue a lot, they don't gel at all. From the first day of my marriage, I have seen my wife, literally arguing and shouting with my mother. And I don't know the reason what has happened. They don't like to see each other also. And so much so now there is so much of, disturbance, disharmony in the house that I stay in my office for more longer hours. I don't come back also home. So I asked him, so what do you want? So he told, just open my wife's records, because she's the one who always creates certain issues in the house. So I told, okay, let me see what is in the records. When I opened her records, I saw one of her past life in which, again, she was a daughter-in-law, same mother-in-law. But the mother-in-law in that life was not good to her. She treated her very badly. And it was in that past life where dowry system existed.
Okay.
Dowry system is a system where, when the daughter-in-law comes, the boy's family also can demand a lot of other things, expensive things, very expensive things from a girl's family, as if they have the right. So they demanded, the boy's family, that is mother-in-law especially, she was demanding a lot of dowry from the girl and her family. The girl used to give, the family, the parents used to give, but at one point it was too much for them.
Okay.
they were really, drained of everything. So then this daughter-in-law had to take this step that I am not now going to tell my parents to give you all anything. She took a stand.
Okay.
That made the mother-in-law feel very angry. And one day when she was alone, the daughter-in-law, she literally burnt her to death.
Oh.
Literally burnt her to death. And when I was reading this, I felt goosebumps. Now also I'm feeling. I could really see that whole story. And as the girl was dying, she had lot of anger towards her mother-in-law. Of course, she saw that her mother-in-law was doing this to her. And she died with that, anger. So now, in this life, they had changed the roles. The daughter-in-law was very strong, bold, and, she used to speak a lot. Argue. She used to take her stand and all. The mother-in-law on the other side was little a humble kind of a person. So they changed the role so that the mother-in-law could get the suffering now.
Okay.
So I just told this person, the husband, this is the story of your wife. And that is why she is getting angry the moment she sees your mother. She can't see her, she can't stand her. Then he told, okay, this is the case. And he felt very bad because it was his mother who did this. So he went and told his mother the whole story, what I told him. He revealed that this has happened in a past life where you had burnt your daughter-in-law. She felt very sorry. She felt so sorry. Her soul was moved. She went to her room immediately and told, please forgive me.
Okay.
I did so much of wrong to you. I have really hurt you. You be in your life happy as you want. I'll be in my way. I'm very sorry for whatever I did. And she was crying. And that changed everything. That changed the whole karmic pattern that they were having.
Okay.
The next, after 3 to 4 days, the husband called me again. He told, what have you done? The whole energy of my house is changed now. There have been no fights, no arguments since 3 days.
Wow.
I told you, just 3 days. So since 3 days is more because it has been years they have been now fighting and not even a single day has gone without their fights.
Okay.
This 3 days I have felt very peaceful in my house and I see a change in my wife's energies now.
Wow.
So that was really amazing. Instant it was. Like, see, when you realize your mistakes, when you realize a karma, and especially when you ask forgiveness, and this was a live forgiveness, they had interaction, the mother-in-law, the daughter-in-law, and immediately that changed, the karma. Okay, so the mother-in-law who was suffering also, was not suffering anymore. She was out of it. Even the daughter-in-law who had that anger, that was a big block you have, an anger, suppressed anger. That was also removed. That is like a burden, a baggage removed from you. So many people and so many lives were healed in that one moment of forgiveness.
Good to know that. So now this happened because both the mother-in-law asked for forgiveness,
yes,
and the daughter-in-law forgave her.
Yes.
Only then this happened.
Yes.
So if the mother-in-law asked for forgiveness and the daughter-in-law had not forgived her, the gelling would have not happened, right?
Yeah. So it is also, again, this is also depending on one's soul. Now, understand your soul, your karma is what? You have done, for example, someone you have done bad, just like this mother-in-law. If you realize your mistake, you are out of this karma.
Okay.
Then somehow what happens is, even if that other person doesn't forgive you, at least you have realized your mistake. You have asked forgiveness, might be in your mind, might be to the soul, not directly also. Then too you are released from the karma.
Okay.
At least you're 80%, I would say, released.
Okay.
So your intensity of that karmic struggle, is reduced.
So then it gives me a thought that it's better to forgive everyone and anyone.
Yeah.
So at least 80% of it doesn't create a negative effect on the karmic cycle.
Yeah.
So there's one, I forgot the name. It's like there's 4 things. I love you. Ho'oponopo prayer. It's a very popular prayer. So it's like, I love you. I'm sorry.
Please forgive me. I love you.
Thank you. So if you say this to everyone whom you meet, you don't incur additional karmic
Yeah.
negative karmic effects of anything
It's very good, actually, one way to introduce this every day. It's like just tell to the universe also that I ask forgiveness for all the things that I've done wrong. Please forgive me. Thank you for everything. And I love you. Just in general also you can say. Or in specific, if you're facing any relationship issue, start saying the Ho'oponopo prayer. Do that, and that will really help to, solve a lot of relationship conflicts also. Because you are taking the charge of your karma. When you take the charge of your life, take the charge of your responsibility towards that relationship, things will start to change automatically. It does happen.
True.
I myself have experienced in my life so many times, and this remedy I have given to so many people. They also have experienced a shift in their energies.
So true. So then let's talk about something about health. How is the records, or how is the reading helping people get rid of very serious illnesses?
Yeah.
Any examples that you can share?
Oh, again, health issues are also very common because, see, most of the karmas, if there are like huge, we can't say it's huge karmas, but the intensity of the karma, if it is very huge, if it is very large, as you say, mostly the byproduct of it is health. It does affect health. It is not that if you do this karma, this will be affected. If you do this, it's like the byproducts of one karma itself are plenty. That is, if it is not healed, ultimately it will come on your physical level.
Right. So it's like negative karma, then emotions getting up in the mind, and that emotions getting converted into health issues.
Yes.
Okay. If you can share any client of yours who had major health issues and got resolved after the readings.
Yes, there had been again one female who whose mother came to me saying that she is having multiple health issues. I even cannot even say the name of some of the issues. I wouldn't have heard it also. Okay, so I literally had to Google it also. What does it mean and what and all that. So there were multiple health issues. She used to carry an oxygen bag always with her.
Oh.
You can understand. A young, say, college girl. Okay. So she having such a problem really moved me. Why is she carrying so much of problem? And when I studied her records, her soul had taken this on herself because, as we die and as we go in the spiritual realm, we get a life review. We review our own life, and being out of the physical body as a divine soul, we understand what we shouldn't have done or what things we could have done better. So this girl, when she saw her life in the past, as a soul, when she saw her life in the past, she saw that she had done a lot of injustice to people. She had a lot of physically abused people. There was a past lifetime where she was a very powerful, rich kind of a person. And in that era, it was like, people used to work for you as slaves. So she was in that era. She was very powerful, like of a queen or something. And she used to beat people physically abuse people also. Beat them up and all that. She used to do all that. Break their hands and legs, bones and everything, if they don't listen to her, if they don't obey her. And as a soul, later, when she took a soul contract for the next life, she promised that she will take all that physical things that she had given to others, she will take it on herself physically.
Okay.
So she had like a way to release her karma. Sometimes you take up big tragedies in your life just to wipe off your big karmas. So for her, she had put this intention that when I'm born itself, I'll be born with a lot of defects.
Okay.
Physically. And I will take that almost the entire life. So that all these karmas will be wiped off very soon, easily.
Okay.
So I got that from her reading. So it was like an oath that she made to herself. So we literally had to tell her, release this oath. Of course, there were a lot of other follow-up readings that I had with her. She's now much better in her health, much better in her health, because there was a lot of realization, a lot of forgiveness that was being made.
So if she was born with those physical deformities because of what she had told to herself, can that be also healed?
That can be healed.
Okay.
That can be healed. Again, it differs from case to case, and it differs on your own soul energies also. How much your soul wants to get healed, you will get healed.
Okay.
It's a choice sometimes, and it's also your energy. If you understand that this is my soul undertaking only, if your soul has decided, then your soul as a soul can decide also not to undertake.
Right.
Okay. So it's all depends on you. I don't say, of course, if your hand is broken, the hand won't, you won't get your hand
Get
back.
your hand back, exactly.
But not like that. But at least the diseases can be cured.
Can be cured.
At least the diseases can be cured also. Sometimes, even if it is not curable or something, you can at least reduce the intensity of the pain caused by those diseases. For example, if she was carrying an oxygen bag or something always with her and all that, that would be taken off. She would be able to breathe by herself at least. So these are the small things that can take place. Changes. Yeah.
At least the disease intensities can be lowered down. Right?
Yes, definitely.
Great. How does it affect someone's? Let's say someone has done some karmic negative stuffs in the past. A lot of people today. So let me rephrase it. A lot of people today are very logical. They feel that they have complete control over their life, and whatever they think they will do, no matter what someone tells them to do.
Yeah.
How does it affect those kind of people who don't believe into such things? And you said initially that belief is number one to be have, but there are a lot of people who say that even if I don't believe into it, my life is very good.
Yeah. Of course, see, we are talking only about the karmas. The karmas can be good and bad also.
Yes.
Some good karmas also are there, right, that we do. So the good karmas also help us in creating those things that we believe in. Okay, that is one thing. I do believe in that. And certain things are also there that sometimes what you believe does work for you, because as a manifestation rule, it might work for you. But if your karma doesn't allow that, it will be only temporary.
Okay.
It will work for you, but will give you the temporary result, not the permanent one.
Okay. Can you share some examples?
For this, I can say there was one client of mine who came to me saying that he was a coach. Okay. He was also in the coaching industry. So he was doing a bit well. He was very happy with what he was doing also. But suddenly there was a downfall. As if he lost a lot of clients and nothing was, coming up. So again, he took a reading, and there were some instances in his past life where I had to disclose that this is one thing you need to, remove. There was a block in him also. And because he believed, because being a coach, when we are coaches, we strongly believe also in ourselves. But when he felt that this is all only temporary happening to me, I am manifesting, but not permanently. It's not staying with me permanently. Then I had to take a reading for him, and I disclosed to him certain things in the past life where he was not correct in the way he was thinking. And also because he had disrespected God.
Okay.
So in that past lifetime, he was worshipping God. He was an ardent devotee of God. But certain incidents in his life happened that he had a change of mind. He started being angry. He was angry with God. He was angry with the universe, like with everyone around him, that no, I'm doing so much good and then too bad is happening to me, And the whole life he was just in bitterness. And angry towards self, angry towards others, angry towards God, complaining and everything.
Okay.
He had the skill, but he was just angry. Now, there were, again, other past lifetimes. I can't go back and back. But when I, in the reading, get this, why he experienced in the past lifetime also, why he experienced this. So again, there is another past lifetime which was revealed. But let's not go till there further. So I had to just tell him, start worshipping. There was one god, Lord Vishnu, that came up.
Okay.
So I told, do you believe in Lord Vishnu? He said, yes. Are you praying to him? No. As a child, my parents used to and I used to, but now I'm not. I just start worshipping Lord Vishnu. He was your Lord in the past lifetime. He's a Lord connected with you now also.
Okay.
And you were really angry with him.
Hmm.
Start worshipping him. He will bless you. That's all you need to do. You leave your anger. Things happen up and down. Now he's a coach. He was in a better understanding of the energies.
Mm-hmm.
So I just had to explain to him that, these were the things in the past. You were bitterly angry towards everyone, especially towards God. Now change that perception. So now start worshipping Lord Vishnu. Develop that faith. He told, yes, I've thought many times of, praying to Lord Vishnu. And that also surprised me. See how it is. In this life, but still it never happened that he was seen as praying to Lord Vishnu especially. So this was a changing thing. Simple thing. A very simple guidance. And it changed his life. Again, he started growing up.
Wow.
He messaged me after a year or so and he told, yes, I'm doing well in business. So it's something, very small things that can change your life. And these are the guidances that you get from the Akashic Records.
For people who believe into it and not for people who think that they are more logical than the universe.
See, once you come for a reading, you're already set into that mindset that I will believe whatever the Akashic Records will tell. That is why people come for the readings.
True. But then sometimes it also happens that some people come for the readings.
Yeah.
They partially believe in it, but they don't get the results that the reading has asked. Like if the reading says that their business will go up in, let's say, 6 months. But it doesn't happen like that.
See,
sometimes. Not always, but sometimes.
See, when it is not happening, it means that there is a part of something in you that needs to take action, which you are not taking, which you are unaware might be. Now, that is why I say in Akashic Records reading, always take guidances and remedies. That only will help another person to grow, whether in business, whether in relationship, whether in health. So, if the person is not following the guidances from the records, then that will remain stagnant. That person will remain stagnant. The energies will remain stagnant. But if you follow the remedies and accept it, the first thing is that acceptance should be there. Okay, it was like this in the past. Okay, I accept. There itself, you're ready. Like, you're in a running race. You are in that pose of running, starting 1, 2, 3, and that shoot happens. So when you're in that acceptance mode, you're already in that position. Now I'm ready to take action for that growth, for the change to happen. That is the first step. Second step, then you take action. Action on the remedies and the guidances provided by the records. There you're ready to run on the ground then. And when you have that faith in yourself that remedies will work, you definitely win.
So then I think the timelines will also change. They may occur in advance than what is being scheduled for.
Timelines can change. Timelines can definitely change. Timeline is something that depends always on every day, your soul, what energy you're taking in, what you're giving out, what you're surrounded with, what your thinking is. So everything depends on that. The future depends on that. That is why we say we can change our destiny also.
Absolutely. So then once you say that everything is predestined, it's there in the karma, then where does the free will come in play? How does that work together?
Very interesting question. Now this again, I explained in my classes also. And I think 2 days back only we had this discussion. That if everything is supposed to be meant to happen, we plan everything, we make a blueprint and we come down, then how are things changing and what can make it change? Again, that is a free will, as you yourself told. See, for example, if my soul has planned that in this lifetime I'll be facing a strange situation, my relationship might be. Okay? And the lesson in that is to let go of that relationship. So, in this life might be I will find a person again whom I'm attached with, but things would not be right after some time, and I would feel I'm not feeling good in the relationship. Now, the lesson for me here that my soul had planned is to let go of this person, let go of the relationship. But I'm still holding on to because I feel insecure. I feel no, can't lose such a person. I want to be. I keep on, hanging around this relationship, holding it tight. So what I'm doing, I'm going against my soul plan.
Okay.
Why am I going against my soul plan has decided there's a lesson. You need to learn the lesson of letting go and feel secured within yourself. But I'm not letting go. So in that, what happens? I increase my suffering.
So here I have a question. So how is your soul plan or your soul different from you? So where is that you coming out of the soul?
We, as a soul, when we enter this physical body, we become different persons. We have a mind. We have this ego, which the soul doesn't have.
Okay.
This ego interrupts with your soul, with your soul plan. Okay. So your mind or the logical mind or the ego might not allow you to follow the soul instructions.
Okay.
So we get, torn between these two things. And then we incur more karma. Suppose if I'm not letting go, as in the previous example I told, if I'm not letting go of a relationship, what happens? I do stretch it too much and my suffering becomes too much. My soul doesn't want to suffer. But I, as a human being, as a physical person, I stretch it more and I bring it more to me. Thereby incurring more, adding more layers also to the karma. Okay. So this is the free will choice. The irony of everything, is that the soul decides everything. Soul makes a blueprint, which family I'll be born to, which parents, whom I'll marry, everything, kids and everything. But the moment the soul enters a physical body, it forgets everything. So, I usually have the conversation with God and I say, you're very, shrewd, very sharp. Why you have done this? You gave us you plan everything for us also. With His help only we plan everything. And then you gave us a remote control that now you can choose also your life, your choices, my life, my rules, we say. But you don't understand what the soul's rules are.
Right.
And you go with that remote control. You forget that other remote control which is there in your hand. And you operate only with the ego remote control. You don't operate with the soul remote control. That is what, the free will choices that we have, that power we have, that leads us to more karmic interferences.
So does that also mean that people who have a higher level of ego versus people who have a lower level of ego or no level of ego, they are better off than people who are having ego?
Ego is again a different kind of a subject. What kind of ego you are having, how much of ego, and it's not, you cannot compare like that. Of course, more ego and less ego. That's a very, very random way of comparison also. But I would say that people see ego in the sense just surrender everything.
Okay.
When you surrender to the universe, that means you're not having ego. When you go to the temple and when you pray to God, what you're doing there, God is not physically as saying you that, yes, I am helping you, don't worry. But you're feeling that. You're just sensing that. And on basis of that senses, or on the basis of that sensing of that power, that divinity, you surrender your problems.
So it's like...
So that is lessening of your ego also.
I see. So is that like letting go the control that you want to have on your life?
Yes,
and
exactly.
Just going with the flow.
Yes, letting go the control on ourselves and letting go the control for others, on others.
So whatever has happened for good, and whatever has not happened has also happened for good.
See, both ways. Of course, you can think in that way also. Whatever happened, if we have a control on that, of course, now as through records, we have a little bit of control. Not control in the sense, at least we can alter it, as we say. Alter not the whole situation, but at least alter what learning or what understanding you got from that by changing it into a positive perception.
Right.
So that control, of course, we have to a certain extent, and that changes everything.
Have you guided someone who has gone through a significant career move, and what impact did the reading have on that career move?
Career, there are many students who come. Okay, because they are deciding on their careers or what to what they should pursue as. They would tell their interest and they would ask if this is good for them or not, and whether they should move to another country also or not to pursue their careers and all that. So there are a lot of other cases where students have come up, females or males. There was one, I remember, just as you are asking. It's very hard to remember so many of experiences. But there was one person who came to me. He was doing a job actually, but his career was never taking off. He was always, filled with dissatisfaction.
Okay.
And I asked him the reason why. He told that I never feel confident in whatever I'm doing. And there's like lack of self-worthiness, as we say. And always he used to find in his office colleagues or bosses, just looking down upon him. He used to feel that way. So he was like always like depression kind of a person, a very depressing person, and always used to feel that situations are not working for me. There is no growth in my career. So when I took his reading again, so in the past life there were some incidents that had happened to him due to family and all that, which had made him feel that he's not worthy.
Okay.
And that constantly was in his mind. So even in this lifetime, the pattern that he took was from childhood. From childhood, he used to experience the same things from the family, from the parents, from the closed one. Not that intentionally anybody was harming him, but he used to feel that
He's not
people
worthy.
are comparing and saying that you're not good at this. See this, your brother, your sister is good in this. Again, making you feel at the child level. That's the one thing that hurts us. I'm not good. So again, that inferiority complex, that slowly grabs your confidence.
Okay.
As you grow into an adult, that of course lowers your confidence because you're constantly facing that environment and fighting with it. So in the office stuff, again, the same thing was happening with him.
Okay.
The confidence was something that he was lacking, because of which, now as I told you, there are a lot of byproducts that we get. So feeling a lack in yourself, again, lack of self-worthiness, lowers the confidence. When that is lowered, the communication gets affected. So his communication was very weak. Even when he came for the reading, I could barely hear him. It was like that. Like I had to really put my ears and understand. It was so soft and very slow. Volume was so slow. I mean, could anybody can understand that this person needs more power? So I had to give him again remedies and guidance, which boosted his confidence, which boosted main thing his self-esteem, which was hampered from past lifetime. And believe me, this has also changed. After some months, I don't know, this is one thing that I don't go to follow up, but I do receive a follow-up by themselves.
Okay.
That is, he messaged through somebody else. And he tell ma'am, I'm doing very good now. And I feel very good in the office. People have started respecting me.
Wow. That's amazing.
And then I had also again just a meetup on the Zoom or something. And I could sense his energies. Of course, they were shifted. See, it's not about whatever I've done or whatever life changes I've brought in people. I do believe it's all about Akashic and the masters that guide. So, when they guide and when you follow that guidance, as I told, it's all simple things. Sometimes it's not so complex as we think. Oh, karma, it's so complex. My God, I would have done such a bad deed that I'm suffering. Might be, it could be just a simple alteration that you have to do in your thoughts, in your thinking, in your actions. That can bring big changes.
Right. So I hear this a lot of time. A lot of people say, it was in the past life. How can I go back and undo certain things? What? I don't know what I've done in the past life. I have no control over it.
Yeah.
And then people are cribbing about it.
Your soul is the same. Your physical body is changing.
Yeah.
But you have done something. Your soul has done something. It is now in the present. Your soul is the same. The soul is immortal. Only what dies is the physical body.
True.
So we are, it's rightly told that we are all spiritual beings having a physical experience, right? We are not physical beings having a spiritual experience, but we are all spiritual beings having a
having-
physical experience. So this physical experience is trying to make you more spiritual. So spiritual in the sense you have to, every soul has this one ultimate aim to go back to the creator. So in this way to the creator, we get blocks. That is our karmas. It's not blocks, but it is a lesson that we have to learn. For example, if you want to earn, if you have to pass a board exam, you have to pass from 1 to 10, all the grades, right? If you're detained in one class, you're detained in that class, you learn the same lessons.
Right.
With the same teachers, but with a different class of students. So if your soul chooses not to learn the lesson, next lifetime you repeat the lessons. The lessons are the same. The teachers also might be the same, or might be new
different.
experiences would be there with new set of, the settings.
Set of people, yeah.
Set of people. So this is how the soul is the same. So it's not that you can undo. I don't say that you are going to undo anything, but you're going to alter it because you are leading that same consequence of that life fully of. Your soul is the same. The soul has an imprint. It carries everything with it.
So how, based on your experience, what are the average number of lives someone has? Like, I know it depends. Someone may have less, someone may have more.
Yeah.
But based on your experience so far, what is the average that comes in? Like,
See, most of the times that's not a way to calculate actually. But of course, if I have lived for more than 100 years, I know there would be people who have lived less than 50 lives also. So those are like new souls for me. Okay, so according to me, if you have lived more than 80 lives, then your soul is called a wisdom soul.
okay, more than 80 lives.
80, or you take 80 to 100 lives if you have lived more than that.
And those are human lives, or that could be anything?
No, it can be anything.
Okay.
It can be anything.
It could be anything.
It can be anything.
Okay.
Yes.
And how much of average human life? Or it doesn't matter. It's like...
No, that doesn't
That doesn't matter.
That doesn't calculate, yeah.
So after you have a human birth, you can have any other birth as well?
Yes.
In any
It's your
other
choice. Again, your choice.
Okay.
Your choice. You can take the birth of an animal also. Even though if you're a human being, it's actually human being. We say we take birth after we have passed through all those stages, being an
Yes.
animal, being a bird, or being a plant also.
Right.
So then we reach to this level of human being. But there are souls who go back
To a lower
to
dimension.
choose, to become a plant or an animal especially.
Okay.
By being especially a domesticated animal, a pet animal. They choose sometimes for the other souls so that they can teach the other souls. They can be there for the other souls whom they love.
Okay.
So they take that role also then. Yes.
Good to know.
Yeah.
I was under the impression that once you are a human, you are always a human till you get 10 moksha.
God has given us a soul, a lot of power actually. That is why we say the human being has the most power. Innate powers it has to manage, to control, to have whatever you want in life, to understand life with all the senses. It's a gift for us, but we don't take it as a gift. We use it in the wrong way, of course, our powers. Now everything is, I think that times are changing also. There is a lot of ascension that is happening, a lot of awakening that is happening, a lot of awareness that is happening. We having a podcast on this, I wouldn't have believed this at least 10 years back.
So true. So then how is the readings different from a past life regression? How is Akashic reading different than a past life regression?
The reading would be the same, as I would say. The approach is different again.
Okay.
The reading of a past life as a past life regression, the only difference is in the approach, as I would say. There is a therapist who makes the client regress to the past. Regress means to go back into the past life. Okay? So there is a difference in the way of treatment, in the way of technique that it is done. That is one difference. The other difference is, again, as I told, through the Akashic Records. Akashic Records for me and according to me, because me being a teacher and reader, I would definitely say it is a energy to experience. Akashic is a vibration, it is a frequency. And when you get tuned with that frequency, you get a lot of other gifts from it also. There is a lot of other things that influences you, because it's a very divine realm, divine dimension, divine space altogether. When you enter that, when you get connected with that, it 100% starts influencing you on a spiritual level. So that is the difference which I feel, that Akashic is, I think it's a thing that everybody should learn, or should at least,
Explore.
experience it at least once, even if you don't want to do a reading or something, but at least, just experience it once. It changes a life. Really, it has changed my life 360 degrees. It has taken a turn after doing Akashic. I was into all the spiritual modalities, of course, from a very young age. Akashic happened recently, as I told, 6 years back or something. But then that totally have changed my life. Complete twist it was for me. And after that, I have been growing very well. Yeah.
Super. So what are your life lessons when you're giving readings to people and you're experiencing a lot of things? What are your life lessons that you have learned in your experience?
So many. That is why I love to read. And every time I read, there is more of amazement that comes up. Oh, is it like this? Wow, this also can happen. I never thought about in this way. There are so many things that you keep on learning. It is a never
Never-ending process.
Never-ending process. You can't never say that, okay, this is what I've learned. I can stop now. There's no full stop. You keep on learning through different readings. Many readings have taught me also that the main root cause of all the sufferings in your life is yourself. You can be your own God to yourself. You can be your own enemy to yourself.
But the world operates in a little different way. We always blame either someone else, like a person, or we blame the situation, or at the end we blame God.
Exactly. That is the thing. That needs to be changed. That is why I say, when you do Akashic Records, you'll understand it's some energy that you have given in certain life, which comes back to you, might be in the present life, to balance that energy in you.
So, I've heard this phase where people usually say, Ki, I have done something bad, now I will do something good to balance it off. Like, for example, some people try to donate to balance the karma. How does that work?
According to me, see, having good karmas is always good on your merit list status. But not with that intention. If you do a good karma, thinking that it will wipe off my bad karmas, it doesn't help at all.
Doesn't help.
It should come from your heart that you're doing good karmas. Plus, whatever bad karmas you have done, if you have created, you need to understand it. You need to accept it. Good karmas might help you in understanding those whatever you've done as bad. Good karmas will help you to grow spiritually and will align you with those bad karmas so that you rectify your bad karmas also. So that is but the good karmas are not done with the intention that if I do help someone, in return I am going to be blessed and my bad karma is going to get wiped. Not with that intention at all. You pray to God, as I told you, when you surrender to God, not with any expectation or not with expectation of any outcome that you want, believe me, then things work magically for you.
So true. So generally, psychic reading is soul reading versus Akashic reading is a different frequency of reading. And where you also teach people how to read non-living creatures and non-living things. How does that work?
That's the same thing that Akashic Records hold the records of, not only the living beings. See, first, that's why it's good to understand first the concept of Akashic Records. Akashic Records is an element of space. It exists everywhere. Without it, nothing, no object or nothing exists in the universe. Everything comes from the space element. Even the other elements like fire, water, air, all that also comes from that space element. So the space element, that is the Akashic element, is the primary element which is present in all other elements.
Okay.
And the universe is made up of all these elements. So where do we find Akashic? In everything. So if Akashic energy is in everything, everything has a record of its own. So that is why the houses has a record of its own, the rivers, the land, properties, plants, animals. Everything has a record. Okay, so all these hold the records, and in my Akashic Records, what I teach, that is in the advanced level that I teach, is how you can read the house records, property records, plant records, animal records. So it's a wonderful way of opening their records, just as we open any human being's records.
Great. So can you share something where someone has asked you to open their house records, like what they came for, what was their intent and what they got out of it?
Yeah. House records also, there are many experiences. Let me think about it. At least one which I remember, and I think that was my first house reading that I had done. And that itself was a very good experience in its own. And that was that one family had shifted to a new home. Actually, it was their own home only, but they weren't living there for years together. It was a big bungalow.
Okay.
So they all were living as separate individual families in the city. But after certain years, I mean, after some years or something, they would have decided to come together, all together, and living in the bungalow, which is very big, huge bungalow. So she came with this help that from the time we have shifted here, things are not happening good. Something is going wrong with everybody. Someone is getting sick, someone is losing job, business is being lost, and even her sister-in-law was engaged, and she told my sister-in-law's engagement broke, health issues are happening, and there is a lot of kind of disharmony or something we are experiencing. It's not good vibe that I'm feeling in the house. Now, when she told that, I told her, okay, let's open the house records. Let us see, let us check, because it's from the time she told she's shifted in the new house. So when I opened the house record, now I didn't take any more details of the house except the address of the house, the location of the house. So I opened the records with that. I didn't know it was a bungalow. But when I opened the records, I literally felt that it was a big house. Big house, and there was a garden, and there was a big passage, and then the entrance door.
Okay.
So I could really see as a vision in the records the entrance door facing the garden. And the garden, it was like a scanning that happened in the garden, and it really gave me dark energies there. And I felt something's wrong in this garden. Someone has done something. So it was not a good vibe there. There was a lot of negative energies in the garden. Of course, it's in the part of the house also. At the same time, the entrance door, when it is opened, it faces the garden so that the energy can easily come in the house. So I just got that, and I asked her, is your house a big house? Is your house like a bungalow? She told, yes, we are living in a bungalow only. So I was again amazed. Oh, wow, good. So that is one, because this was my first house reading that time. So then I asked that, did you find anything in the garden? You would have at least cleansed and, done something and all before you came here. And she told, yeah, when we were doing the cleaning of the garden and all that, we did find something unusual things like a bone, black cloth, and 2-3 things she mentioned, which denoted it was someone had done something like black magic or something over there, had done some kind of wrong practices there.
Okay.
Might be, because if they were not there, that person would be using that as a, his practice. Then it was a strange thing. Then I told, okay, then this is the right thing that I have sensed in the records. Then the remedies and the guidance came, and then I shared that with her, and things were much better after some months.
Okay.
But the ideal thing was you need to leave the house if things worsens. That was also there. That was like a very strong message for her. A caution, like a warning, a danger, because it has already gone to that next level. But anyways, with the remedies and guidance, there was a little bit of control over what was happening in the house. Things were going wrong in the house. That was brought back a little bit better. It was made in the house. The environment was made better. So the remedies and guidances were given to her, and they had to follow those remedies and guidances. And of course, a lot of other activities that was disturbing in the house were under control then.
So, apart from houses, you said you can also read pets.
Yes.
How is that beneficial to people? Like, how does that work?
There is there's a lot of other, this thing, happiness when a master, the owner of the pet animal, learns that I can read my animals' records, because see, animals are so innocent. They don't speak as we speak, or we don't understand their language. They do speak, of course, but we don't understand their language. Through the energies of the Akashic Records that you open up for them, you can understand and you can ask so many questions. Why have you come here? Why have you chosen to be my pet animal? Why have you chosen to come to my house? What's a soul contract that we have with each other? Are you happy in the house? What else do you want in the house? And what else should we do to make you happy? There are so many things. Of course, especially when the pet animal is sick or something, you can open the records and communicate with the pet animal, asking what needs to be done. For example, I got a reading of a pet animal where the dog, was sick. And he was so sick that actually the doctors had told that even if we treat him, might be he wouldn't be able to respond to that also. He was so sick. He was aged. So the owner asked me to open his records. And because the owner was feeling guilty that I can't, the doctors told it's no point in giving the treatment. So actually the cause was that you have to stop the treatment so that it passes off easily.
Okay.
So when she called me and when she told open my pet animal's records, and I opened and I asked the pet animal what is to be done now. This is the case and this is what the doctors are saying. And the animal responded so nicely. The animal told that you can stop the treatment. I will hold no grudges against you. This is how the life has to end. My life has to be ended in this way. It was planned. Why are you feeling sad? Tell her not to feel sad or guilty.
Okay.
And when I revealed that message, she was relieved. The animal said, let me go away. I can't take this pain anymore. Let me pass. Don't give me treatment. That will just hold me more longer and more in pain also.
Okay.
So don't feel guilty. I have to go now. But I'll come back. That was also a message.
Because sometimes I've seen that when the master is not well, the animals also sense that beforehand. They have the sixth sense.
Yeah. Yes.
So what do they think normally? Like, why do they get down when the master is not?
They take away our energies. They don't get down as such, but they have that extra sensory perception, as we say. They take our negative energies. They take on themselves.
Okay.
And they have that. They can do that, They are so, that's why we call them as, trustworthy and faithful. They are very loyal.
Okay.
And they help us. And that is why, as I told before also, some souls choose to be the pet animals so that they can help the other souls when they are, sad, when they are in need of someone.
Okay.
So they can actually help them to grow spiritually.
Interesting. So having a pet is always a good idea then. But it doesn't come to everyone.
If it is not coming to you, it is not meant for you. It's like that. It is simple as that. When you feel a calling to have a pet animal, definitely there is a purpose of that pet animal coming to your house.
Got it. What else can be read? House, pet, and then what else?
Plants.
How does that work in that case?
Oh, plants are also again beautiful. Plants are the most innocent, even more innocent than animals, because they are, at one place only. They grow, but they are at one place only, and they can't express anyhow. Even like animals, at least they can express. So the plants are beautiful things. In fact, I have so many plants in my house. I open their records to understand what they are trying to talk to me also.
Okay.
Especially one of my tulsi plant. Tulsi plant, as we know, Hindu traditions, we worship the tulsi plant. It's considered as goddess Lakshmi. So I once opened my tulsi plant records to know why is my tulsi fading every time. Within some weeks or within at least a month or two, the leaves just fades off, dies off.
Okay.
It doesn't grow very well at all. When I'm watering the plant regularly, I'm doing all what I can. So when I opened the Tulsi records, and Tulsi plant started talking to me. It's like a communication you build up. It's like a connection you build when you open their records. And Tulsi plant told me, you're not worshipping me. I told, I'm worshipping you, no, I'm praying, I'm bowing my head to you and all that. This is not the way. You're not doing from your heart. You're just doing it as a part of your job. You're not thinking and you're not doing it. You're not doing from your heart, in short.
Maybe not putting in the emotions.
Yeah, that's what, not doing it from your heart.
Okay.
So I told, okay, I understand. And then I told, okay, then after that, will it be possible that you will grow in my house? You will stay in my house. I want you to stay and to bless my house, bless my family, bless me. So yes, but do understand the importance of me in the house. And then take actions. It was not that you do worship. It's not like a command thing, but understand the importance and do things then. Don't do it just
for the
manually
sake of
because
doing
you have to do it. So I started changing my way of when I'm watering the plant, I touch the leaves. I say, I love you. Thank you for coming to my house. Grow in my house abundantly like this. And I pray to Goddesses Lakshmi. Then I light a diya. Everything I do, small things which I felt I can change and I can give importance to it. And then it started growing. Believe me, now I have a big tulsi plant in my house. Really good. Really, I feel so good. Whenever I look at the tulsi plant, I really feel that as if Goddess Lakshmi, Ma Goddess is just, blessing me. This is the importance of opening the records. When you open the records of plants and animals especially, you build a connection, you build a bridge between you and them.
Okay.
By opening their records. Because you're trying to tune into their energies. You're trying to tune in and have connection with them. Believe me, once you open the records, you're always connected with them. Now, even if I stand in front of a plant, for example, and close my eyes and just ask the plant questions, I receive the answers also sometimes. It's a different thing, but it's like a connection. Everything in the nature speaks, actually. We all know that, but we never try or we never think about it. And when we hear from others, we are, oh yeah, is it like that? But everything in the nature speaks to you.
True. So there was an experiment someone did where they had a lot of plants and they played a certain frequency of music.
Yeah.
And the plants grew better than the plants which didn't have the music played.
Yeah.
So they like music as well?
Yes, of course. Everything what is fed them with love and with care, they nourish that.
Okay.
That becomes their nourishment. Okay, and then they grow. So it is always that. Give them love, they will grow very well. Talk to them. Don't think that what am I talking to, people think that what stupid it looks like.
Right.
Talk to them, they will. Even sometimes if I need guidance, I sit in my balcony, sit in front of my plants and ask them questions and I receive answers and guidance from them. It's like a way of connecting to as I told, it's a way of connecting to the universe. Connect to your house, sit in your house. Sit in your house and, once you ask, just imagine your house is a person talking to you. And when you ask questions, that person does reply. And you will wonder how it is replying. Even when you open the house records, you can ask for which space in my house is most positive space. I do ask which space in my house is the most positive space where I can do my readings, where I can teach. Where should I sit for that? Where should I sit for my meditation? And which is the most okay place where I need to really work on that place to make it more positive. Okay, so such simple things also you can ask. Go into the records and cleanse your house. Send that white light, pink light from your heart to your entire house. Enter your house records and do that cleansing. It works 100 times more powerful it becomes when you're doing it just with your mind, like just visualizing it.
Okay.
But when you enter the house records, when you do, you're actually involving some kind of energy work, which is more powerful.
Okay. Wow. Any other experience that you would want to share where a client got a drastic change in his life?
Again, there are, of course, now I can't say, of course, there are many. To remember, some of them have also changed their relationship. For example, if being in an abusive relationship and not being able to be freed from it. This has happened recently, that's what I can remember this. So again, this lady who was able to free herself from the relationship, she called me and that joy that I could hear in her voice, that she could stand up, she could manage her struggle, she could be free from the person whom she really wanted to. I mean, I was crying literally hearing her. I was moved to tears. Is it so much that this girl was going through, and so much she's feeling happy now? I mean, it was something which I felt really good, freeing a soul and giving that space and freedom to a soul, that the soul can feel that I can do now anything in the world. That power when you give, that empowerment when you give to another soul, you feel so good. So good. And that girl's voice I can never forget on the phone. It was like so many blessings was given to me. I was really moved that time. This was the latest experience. So I could remember that. Of course, there are many experiences where Akashic readings, again, it's not me, it's all Akashic readings guided by my masters. I'm just doing what they tell. So it's all by them.
So what, according to you, is the number one problem that people have from an emotional standpoint today? Like, where are majorly people getting stuck?
This brings me, if I narrow down, as I told, there are a lot of one karma gets you get a lot of byproducts from one karma, right? Those byproducts are related in every area of your life, might be. But the narrowing down of all, I have asked this in the records also. My masters have also guided me. It's the most thing that comes, again, to the core of your heart is self-love. Self-love. If there is self-love, everything is well understood because you're aware also. Self-love doesn't mean on a physical level or a superficial level, as we talk about, like, taking care of your body or food habits, or, thinking of what you like and doing that. That is also there. But the inner thing about the self-love is loving yourself in spite of your failures. Loving yourself in spite you lacking in something. That is through acceptance. Loving yourself even if you do a mistake, but accepting it and saying, I forgive myself, and to move on. Loving yourself by not holding any kind of attachments that are really giving you pain. Loving yourself by working on yourself always, thinking that what is in me that I attract such things or such situations in life. How do I need to work on myself? This is like giving your body, your soul, your mind those kind of energies where it can grow to a more positive soul, to a more enlightened soul. That is self-love. So self-love is a first thing you need to have, but understand what do you mean by that self-love.
Oh, wonderful. So I remember one thing. So apart from reading a particular person, you can also read certain general things about the universe.
Yeah.
So what are those things? What can be read?
You won't believe, as I told, we can open the records of house, plants, animals, planets. Planets are very good to read. Very good to read. You can open up the records of other universes, ask about the other universes and try to find out. You can open the records of something in general that is the latest topic of the world. Ask, for example, the pandemic, as if, why this pandemic is happening? What is the universe wants to, create an understanding? Why is very important to ask. So what is a lesson to be learned by the people here? So these are all the universal general questions that you can ask in your own records. Okay. But also, as I told, you can open the records of planets. That is very also interesting. I have also opened up planets records, tried to connect with the planets, asking that, what are you here to give me? For example, if you know through an astrological chart of yours that you're going through a bad phase, might be of a Saturn, and you need to do certain remedies, connect with the Saturn planet and directly have a talk. Directly have a conversation like how we are talking. What are you going to give me? What should I do to please you? So that you don't bring, and why have you come in my life? All the astrological things that are happening, the position of the grahas and all that, nakshatras and all is because of your karmas. Again, it's planned.
It's planned. Destined.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can ask the planet itself then, why have you come here and what are you going to do? What should I do? What should I be doing? So in order I can, help myself to move on still, even if there is difficulty. There are so many insights that you get from the planets.
So any insights that you could share which you would have downloaded?
The Saturn planet. That's what I talked about it, because I could just instantly remember that planet, even the Jupiter planet. Okay, so yes. So Saturn planet I opened up because I found it was in my family, one of my family members' chart, and I know that person was suffering. So I had to open, with the permission of course, I opened the Saturn planet's records, and to my surprise, he spoke so nicely. I mean, we're so scared of this planet, Shani, Devta we say, and Saturn planet will bring us a lot of harm and a lot of, up and down in our lives. But believe me, when I talked, like when I had this conversation, it was so soothing and so nicely explained everything, that the remedies and all. I mean, he just told her, just pray, don't worry. If your karmas are good, I won't do any harm, and I'm not here to do harm. I'm not a Rakshas kind of a person, demon. I understood then, oh, okay. Instantly, the fear that was in my mind
about that planet,
about the planet was gone. The fear is gone, things change automatically.
True.
It's always the way you look at things, when you look at from a different perspective, from a different way, the things you look at itself will start changing.
So just like jealousy, there's another part which you said, fear.
Yeah, fear.
So when we have fear about something, that also has something related to the karma, right?
Yes. Fear, again, any kind of fear, it always starts from the lack.
Okay.
For me, according to me, it always starts from the lack. That is lack. It's you have a feeling of lack. Might be subconsciously. You might not be having that consciously. Subconsciously, I cannot do this. I'm not good enough. So automatically, this gives rise to inferiority complex, less confidence. Then it again byproducts of it, fear of communication. So all that happens, fear of proving yourself, and of course, then you will always find a way to prove yourself because you want to defend yourself. No, I am good, and so you try to validate yourself. Sometimes you try to dominate others by showing that, see, I am good. So you take other steps, other measures, the wrong way.
Okay.
So again, you add more to your layers. So this all is like a cycle, So self-love is very important. That's what I say. Self-love is understanding yourself, creating an awareness and connection with your own self, which is very important. That is why meditation is, in the present day world, meditation is important. Chanting of God's mantra is important. At least chant, even if you don't believe in God, at least chant the mantra of Om at least. You can, and if some logical people, you can go Google it also, the benefits of Om. We all know Om has, the mantra Om itself has a lot of benefits. It has proved to be, to me also. So I know the results. I give this to my students also. Okay. So I give this at least before a reading, chant the mantra of Om as many times as you feel, till you feel that you are now in peace. That will help you to get the readings very well. It instantly shifts your energies, instantly.
True.
So there are a lot of other things do daily in which you can feel a lot of raising in your vibration, a rise in your vibrations, as we say. That will bring you close to yourself. When you're close to yourself, you're close to God.
Great. So thank you so much.
Thank you
for your valuable insights. They were really very, very valuable, which you can't get elsewhere. So thank you for sharing all this over this podcast, and hope to have another one soon.
Thank you for giving me this opportunity to come here and to share all these valuable things. I'm really glad to be here.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you.